Good morning. Well, it's morning when I'm filming this. I just left Orange Theory. Or I'm leaving Orange Theory. I feel like I was all over the place today. But I got a workout in. Maybe not the best, but I got one in. So I've never been a person to like journal or like even write essays that weren't for like school and that kind of thing. And then recently I've started up on that, and it feels good to me. Like it was just, I had some thoughts on this book that I read that made me reflect on life, and I wrote about it. And then I've been in a real funk, because it's been a deep dark winter, and it's the middle of May, and it's still cold and rainy. Like yesterday it was sunny and it wasn't freezing, but it was still pretty chilly. Today there was no rain in the forecast, and it is currently raining, and instead of a sunrise it's like this cloudiness. I checked the weather for today and there was no rain in the forecast, so I don't know. It's supposed to get warmer today, like in the high 70s, which I'm happy about. I hope it's at least a little bit sunny. So I wrote about it and I sent it to my sisters, because anyway, it's out there on the internet. It's my Substack that I just started, and my sister's like, you need to go see somebody, this is crazy. Like, I'm not, and I just want to get that out of the way. Like, I'm not making light of it, and I'm also not like suicidal or anything like that. I'm not, thank God. But I'm very, and so what's concerning to me is because I'm almost like observing myself from the outside, in the sense that I know how I feel and how it's very real. And at the same time, I also know, like, logically, like in my head, there's no external factors for me to feel this way, right? Like, honestly, like everything's going pretty well, minus my grandmother who just passed, and that's like a separate grief, honestly. It was recent. It was going on 2 months, and like in about like 10 days it's gonna be 2 months that she passed. But that's a separate grief, and I even can separate that, like, in my head. It's just this other funk. Like, I don't want to do anything. Like, I don't want to go out for Mother's Day, and I didn't. I didn't want to dress, like, when I don't want to dress up, that's a telltale sign for me. I feel like I get a little bit of the winter blues here and there, but this year has been like severe, and I don't know why you can't talk about that. Like, I feel like it's a little bit like taboo, especially like with my mom. My mom's a little bit more old school and very like does not believe in like mental health issues. And I don't think I have issues like in the sense of like I'm still functioning and doing what I have to do. It's just like costing me a lot more. Like, even like the gym is a drag, but like if I don't do it, then my day is so much worse off. But everything, even like the series that I love that came out, it took me forever to start it because I was like, I want to enjoy it, but my spirit wasn't like in a joy receiving mode. Anyway, I had to pause a tad. I was ordering my Starbucks, but anyway, so the point is, I don't know why we can't just be who we are. And like, is it vulnerable? Is it like, can people make fun of me? I mean, that's their problem if they do. I think I've always had that streak in my personality where I don't really care too much what other people think. Like, I kind of like want to do what I want to do, which is never like harming or infringing upon like other people's way of being, right? But I've never really been one who like, I mean, of course that I want to belong and have friends, and it feels good to be like popular or to be acknowledged, to be, for people to be affectionate with you. That feels great. But at the same time, I'm just saying, like, I don't need that validation most of the time. Like, I don't mean it to sound like it in a weird way. It's just kind of like, I don't need a cheerleader. Like, I'm my own cheerleader type of thing is kind of like what I mean to say. Anyway, so yeah, I'm showing up, I'm functioning, So the thing is that, I mean, the days have been great, but it feels like the world is gray. So guys, this might be TMI, but I stopped doing like my eyebrows. I stopped waxing. I would do my nails here and there. I did do my hair when I had a bridal shower the other day, and I was so excited, looking forward to that bridal shower. Which I'm excited, looking forward to like the wedding now and stuff, but it's just, I didn't have anything lined up, basically, social. And it's been a deep dark winter, and so all that I'm doing is like functioning, right? And I think about this a lot, even when I'm in regular life, right? Like when I'm feeling myself, about like merely like existing and then like living, and then living well, right? And this is something that, I don't know, I think it's like the philosopher in me that like never shuts up. And so right now in the stage of my life, for like I think a few months, I've just been existing. And so, and that's not cool. Like for me, it's not cool. Like I always had like something to look forward to, and it doesn't have to be anything like huge, right? Like look forward to reading a book. Like I had like a little bit of a break because I was very into this French novel that I was reading, and then I read Unreasonable Hospitality that I really liked. Like the reading, which I pre-planned like last year, that I wanted to get back into reading because that's more of getting back into my essence, that I've been doing, and so that gives me like a little bit of like respite, right? But I can't read all day because I have work to do and like, you know, kids to take care of and clients to respond to. I went to do my eyebrows the other day, and like I needed to, like badly. I stopped like waxing. I stopped going to my laser like hair removal, which I made an appointment, so I have one Friday because I need to finish those sessions. They're already paid for, and I stopped that long before the funk. It's just that it's so freaking painful. It's so painful. I didn't know that going in because I did like this on my chin and it was fine. So I was like, oh, I'll do my legs. I do want to do the underarms. I need to do a facial. Look, I got this like big zit here, which by the way was not that big. It's just because I started squeezing it and doing stuff, and then I think inflamed it. Yeah, like I need to do a facial. I scheduled my balayage. I'm doing that tomorrow actually, so I'm excited about that because, you know, so I'm getting back into it. For me, it's really not vanity to fix myself. Like it just calls me to life. It centers me on like the goodness and richness and grace of life. So for me, doing my hair really is so much more than like vanity. Having my nails done, all that stuff. So I guess the point of this video and of this talk is like, don't be scared to like express yourself. Madonna style, express yourself. The thing like I was saying is that like I don't have any external factors that to be feeling this way, right? But I still do. I mean, to me, I think it might be something biological. Like I know I've had like vitamin D deficiency before, but really it comes down to the weather, and I want to like almost refute that, like the weather cannot have this big effect on me. But I've analyzed it, like because I had this funk even before my grandmother passed. Okay, so it's not, I mean, that didn't help, but I've been in this funk basically since after Christmas. Since like after New Year's, I've been in this funk. And so I want to get out of it. And I'm trying, and I do try. It's just like even working out, it's like, okay, like I'm gonna go because otherwise I'll feel bad later, and I'm kind of like doing it, and it's not really half-assed because it's taking already so much effort even to get there. But you know, when I'm enjoying it, when I'm in my normal state of being, like I actually like to work out. So anyhow, to be continued. continued, hopefully with upbeat updates. Well, hello again, everyone. Well, today I was just talking. So I was like, what's the point of my YouTube videos? And it's to talk about a book again, a series. I just finished a series that I've been watching. Well, that I had been watching, and then the new season came out, season 4 of Envidiosa. It's an Argentine dramedy, I guess. It's really comedy, and I'm very sad because it's the last one. Like, they announced this is going to be the last season, and I feel like there's so many more stories that they could have told, right? And I understand like the Seinfeld mentality of we have to end the show at its height type of thing, but they could have done at least 1 to 2 more seasons. I think the characters had it in them. I also think that they should do, because they were starting to do that a little bit more of places in Buenos Aires, and then they can maybe do a like, oh, this is the restaurant where they filmed and stuff. I think that would be good, because I think Buenos Aires is a city that lends itself to that kind of tourism, right? Because I don't know, like I love the show. I'm kind of sad. It's like when you finish a good book that there's like a, I mean, I don't want to say like grief, because I've been in grief and I don't want to liken it to that, but it's a little bit like a little grief. And so yeah, so there's that. There's also, I'm very toying with the idea of quitting another book. I don't usually quit books. I've done 3 books in my life that I started and I just couldn't finish because they were so bad. And this one is not that bad. It's just dense in like even its structure. See, it's like tiny print. And it's long. Let me see how many pages it is. It's 374 pages. Well, that's with the acknowledgments, so, which I would read anyway. It's 369 pages. And what I'm thinking is, because I have this list of books I want to get through this year, do I make the time investment in this book that I'm not really loving, even though the premises entice me to it? Like, it's so I finished Unreasonable Hospitality. That should have been named Unbelievable Hospitality, but whatever. I'm like, this author, Will Kadara, went to Cornell. He's a highly educated person. I think there was a better word to fit what he was going for. And I think Unbelievable would have been better, but whatever. It's a great book. It's an easy read. It's right up my alley. I'm not in the hospitality industry. Well, I'm in the services industry. I provide legal services, but I'm not in like the, restaurant or hotel business. However, there's nuggets there for everybody. And like, it's exciting to me just even to maybe try to be more hospitable, and also to appreciate it more when people are giving me hospitality, when I'm receiving it. And so I recommend that book for any business owner, really. And then the other thing is, so I finished that one, and I have this gigantic book that reminds me a little bit of The Power Broker in its size, and it's a team of rivals, and I really cannot wait to get into that book. But I'm like, I just saw like Movigné, which is like almost 800 pages. I read like over 200 pages of this book that I hated, but was easy enough of a read and short enough that I could still manage to read it, which was that Catastrophic. I'm mostly here to enjoy myself. It sounds cool, but it's really not, because I've been on this like binge. It's not a binge. It's not a binge, because actually throughout my life I've always like asked these questions of, how do I live well? Am I, like, how then shall we live? What's the right thing to do? And in this, I've always been very philosophical in that sense. So this seemed like it was right up my alley. It's called Open Socrates, but I'm having a hard time like getting into it. It's not a hard read. It's just like very like circular, like reasoning. And like, I feel like, she could have devoted like, I'm on page 53 right now, and she could have devoted maybe the first like 13 pages, and that's it, to this whole like questioning thing. Because I'm not sure if it's all just about like asking questions. And if that is what this book is, then she could have made it a lot shorter. I already asked myself a lot of questions. I already consider a lot of these things. So I think I might read one more chapter just to make sure that this is what I want to do. And I think I'm going to move on to my next book, which I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do Team of Rivals. There's also a Spanish book. I have 2 Spanish books on my list, but the one that I want to read next is Bailando Lo Quitao, which is by Ana Milan, a Spanish actress, very famous person. I don't know much about her, honestly, except for like I follow her on like Instagram and I love her. Like I want to be friends with her. Like she just seems to me like such an awesome person. And I've seen a couple of interviews, and this book that she wrote has a lot of good reviews. So I got it, which that in itself, getting that book was, it's on Amazon, but Amazon, when you put it in your cart and you try to check out, it says it doesn't deliver to your country. Okay. So I tried some Spanish bookstores like from Spain where the author and where the book is published. They wouldn't deliver. Like it was like drop down menu type thing, the few that I checked, and like you couldn't even input your US address. And then searching online as I do, a German bookstore had it and they shipped to the United States. So I ordered it, they shipped it. It took a while. I think maybe almost 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. It took a while, but you know, it kind of like, it was like slowly shipped. It wasn't like DHL or anything like that. However, it came so beautifully packed, like as if it was like this delicate thing. It's a beautiful book. I'll show you guys like later when I'm reading it, but it's like a beautiful like red cover. It's not that long. It's a pretty book to look at, like not picture wise, but just like the aesthetic of how it's constructed. And it came wrapped so beautifully, and I was like, oh, Germans, so like precise and organized. So anyway, so I did get that one. I'm also waiting. I ordered like 6 Mauvigné books off of Amazon, but they ship from France and different places. And you know, I guess they're coming in slow mail because this was a week ago I ordered them. I still haven't gotten a single one. And I got like shipping notices for like 3 of them. So because I loved Mauvigné so much, I want to read like everything he's ever written. So yeah, so there's that. So again, you know, time is limited, so I don't know if I want to make more of a time investment on this, even though like if somebody gave me a summary or a description of this, I'd be like, that's totally something I want to read. But in reality, it's a little dry, it's a little boring, it's a little like textbooky. Even though I like the discussion of like Tolstoy, he was depressed in this part of life that she's talking about him. But I've also been in a funk, and I was thinking about this earlier. Actually, I might insert that video that I did in my car when I left Orange Theory this morning. Because I don't have anything external to put me in this funk other than the weather. And I kind of was refusing to accept that maybe that's exactly what it was. So unless it's something biological, right? Like a chemical imbalance, which I am probably vitamin D deficient, something else. I'm in a point in my life, like everything's really well, thank God. Minus my grandmother who died. It's going to be 2 months now. But my funk, like this, I'm calling it seasonal depression, even though I'm not like officially diagnosed. That funk preceded the death of my grandma. Like I think right after like New Year's, around there, you know, because Christmas, I love Christmas. I don't know. It's just, so anyway, so I wrote about it. My sisters were a little bit concerned, especially one of them. She's like, you should see somebody. I mean, I'm not suicidal. I just feel like I'm in this like darkness. I have like no incentive to do anything. Like I don't want to dress up. I don't want to do my hair. Unless, you know, if I have like a get together or something, which I have some coming up, thank God. And I did have one about 2 weeks ago. And that was like the saving grace, because even for Mother's Day, like I didn't want to go out. Like I didn't get dressed. I spent the day in my pajamas. Like I showered and I put my pajamas back on. And I was happy to be like with my kids. You know, Chloe set the table for me very nicely. My parents came over, but I was like, I don't want to go out. I feel like dressing up. Like I'm tired, and also like blah. And anyway, I'm coming out of that funk. Yesterday I felt a lot better, even though I wrote like this dark essay. It's 2 paragraphs. It's not really an essay, but it's just exactly how I was feeling. And I don't know if that was really, I don't want to sound like one of these woo-woo new age people, but I don't know if it was healing for me to write, because I did feel better. But it also coincides with it was sunny yesterday. It was chilly, still cold, which I dislike. I hate feeling cold. It's so uncomfortable for me. And I'm always cold unless it's like above 77 degrees or something. But then today it's supposed to be a lot warmer. I already see the sun, even though it was gloomy and rainy this morning. I'm just sick of the gloom, that's all. I ordered a bunch of little things from Amazon, which I'll show you when they get here because they have it, except for this one thing that I can't wait to try. Because apparently it's like both, like you guys know that I have naturally curly hair, but I like it straight. I mean, I like it with some waves, but straight, not like curly. I've done hair Botox before, but I saw this on Amazon and it had like great reviews. So I can't wait to try it. We'll see. We shall see. I am going to get my hair colored tomorrow. I'm going to do my balayage because it's way overdue. So I'm excited about that. And that I've started to make my appointments again, like for my hair, for like the laser hair removal that I completely abandoned. The reading brings me joy. Yeah, so let's hope that we're out of this funk and we can talk about other things. And yeah, that's about it. I'm thinking if I should insert that other video that I recorded this morning, but it's talking about, you know, my dark essay. We need to talk about everything and be genuine, right? Like not just all the happy times. And even like most people, like it doesn't have to be something extremely like tragic or dramatic, right? Like the fact that I'm in this funk. Now, some people might say, oh, it's first world problems. Fine. But it's, you know, it's my life. Like this is my experience. I don't know what it's doing to share it, but I find that through other people's experiences, they share and they're vulnerable. Like I like to follow those kind of accounts, even if it's just like just genuine. Like I remember there was this lady who was like a vegan that I used to follow, but like I think because I like the way she dressed or something, and then she changed her mind. She's like, I did more research. I was actually not that well, and so, and yeah, you're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to evolve. You're allowed to grow. And I like to see that because there's so many like people that come across as fake on like Instagram or like this perfectly and I, you know, that's not the reality, but also it just comes fake that they're never real. Anyhow, can't wait for summer. I have zero plans. I need to plan something for the summer because I think that's gonna also call me back to life.